The Pharaoh is the heart of Egypt. The land is its body, and the people are its blood. One day you will rule Egypt, my son. Your armies will thunder across the boundless desert. And it shall tremble beneath them, as it shook beneath the pounding feet of the countless men who toiled in the burning sun to build your grandfather's eternal resting place. He was Egypt, just as I am Egypt, and as you will be Egypt. His face is my face, and your face. His strength, our strength, for his blood runs in our veins. He labored a lifetime to build this monument, which now watches over us. And when it was complete, so too was his life complete. Yet even as my father was taken by Anubis, a new life came close. And as your grandfather was bound in fine linen, so were you wrapped in swaddling clothes. And a new day dawned for Egypt. In time, each pharaoh must heed the call of Osiris and embark on a final journey to the immortal realm. For when the day of Pharaoh's reign is at an end, so the night of his eternal sleep begins. While he slumbers undisturbed, so shall Egypt endure.
Welcome to Pharaoh with the Cleopatra expansion pack. I don't think I've ever done a retro gaming series on my channel as of yet, so I figured it was time to try that. Now, a little bit of fair warning there. OBS and an old game like this, like 20-25 years old, they are not too good friends, so there might be some slight issues with that every now and then. I am playing with a widescreen mod. That mod is for 1080p because I did not enjoy the tininess of everything in 1440p. It was just too small. So this is rather scaled up from 1080p to 1440p rather than vice versa. With all of those things out of the way, let's just go into the actual game, and I suspect that I will be... I need to be Kalahotep, like, you know, Imhotep. Now the mummies can be yelling for Kalahotep. That sounds fine by me. And of course, we'll also play the pretty intro videos when those come. Let's begin the family history in the pre-dynastic period here. Family begins the pre-dynastic period in a small band of nomads through their discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly.
It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So may the story of a great nation begin with one dream. The Red Land has given birth to such a dream. Clans of nomads carry it in their heart, across the immeasurable desert and into the land of Egypt.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nubt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
And here we are. We are going to build the village of Nubt. And I might have to pause because the graphics are doing something weird. I can see my taskbar at the bottom. You guys cannot, but yeah, I need to change that. But primarily, this is just a basic explanation of how the game works. Walkers, intersections, planning the roads, and so forth. The first thing we will do is just pause the game, and I will pause the recording because my screen is going to flash back and forth out of that resolution and wreak havoc on that, so I will be right back and we shall start the actual scenario. Here we go. Now it seems to be working as it should. I'm a bit worried about the sound in the game being perhaps a little bit too loud. Let's reduce the music level to 17, maybe that helps. Yeah, that seemed to have helped a little bit. Now, for those of you who have played these games in the past, you're probably aware of the fact that these city builder games usually involve a fair bit of waiting. So I might cut out some footage due to that. But I'll try to record as much as possible. But if I have to wait 3 years for something, and we're basically just sitting here waiting, I probably will chop that off in video editing software. Anyhow, we are here in Nubt. We do not have very many things we can build as of yet. We have basic houses, we have roads, we have the ability to clear land, and we have wells. So the first thing we are going to do here is simply place down some houses, and this scenario is really not that much of a challenge. So let's just place down a couple of housing blocks here. And you might be wondering why I'm doing it like that. I have good reasons for doing it like that right here. So we need to clear some of these. Oh, and yes, we will be playing on normal difficulty. Simply because, yeah, that's a good difficulty. We'll make a road going in a circle around that, and we'll chop off the roads at each end because people don't really need those roads anyway. And then we'll speed up the game a bit. There we go, that looks like a good speed for just waiting for these people to come and settle down. There's the reason why I've built them in 2s and 2s, or yeah, in 2 and 2, because the game doesn't necessarily automatically understand where these, shall we call, upgraded houses, I guess this is a crude hut, should be. Now, a growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of storing and distributing it. Certain animals, like the ostriches in this region, can be hunted for game. Granaries store game and other foods, while bazaars distribute the food to the village's inhabitants. As with most working structures, in order to function properly, these buildings must be located within reach of housing, and the city must have enough workers to staff them. I will not read all of this, but what we need to do in this mission is to transform some of the crude huts into meager shanties, and we will supply them with food and with water, and they should not be too close to any unsightly industrial buildings or inferior housing, which discourage home improvements by lowering the desirability of the area. So, while flashing there, we will build a couple of hunting lodges. Now, this game has a very weird mechanic. Let me stop that flashing and speed things down a little bit again. has a very weird mechanic in the form that you need to have houses so that the industries you build can actually have what was I going to say? Have access to workers. We don't really need that here. We will get roadblocks eventually, and that will help. But let's slap down 4 hunting lodges and I guess granary for them here. And we can speed things back up. Now these are the walkers that are looking
I'm
for
the most popular person in the city. A lot of people need
workers.
jobs.
Yes. And we have supplied the granary with food. Now we need to supply the people with water as well. Let's build a water supply here, and let's build a bazaar up here. Now they're upgrading to sturdy huts. And more people are coming. And the Nile is flooding. We'll get back to areas like that later on. Not relevant in this specific mission anyways. And the bazaar lady is fetching food.
These baskets are too heavy for a little kid like me.
Nah. And then we have another bazaar lady who is supplying them with the food. Now we have fire, so we have to build fire houses. Let's speed things down. That's another reason to have, well, maybe I didn't have to. Apparently, that was it. So, yeah. Let's go to the victory screen, shall we?
Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped this fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history.
You beat your last score for this mission. Yeah, I have another game installed for a couple of years, so a surprise there. Now, I think I want to have 1 episode per mission. Some might have parts, but yeah. We'll end this one here, and then we will move on to the next one in the next episode. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will be seeing you all in the next one.